Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today we've got another article by Games Workshop showing us some of the new things coming out along with the edition change to Warhammer Age of Sigmar going into 3rd. And we've got a look at the magic of the new edition, how it's going to change, especially with endless spells and invocations, etc. And so let's get looking into the article, let's talk a little bit about it, discuss and maybe see if we can sort of pick out any details that maybe just aren't quite clear on the surface and, you know, sort of review all these changes. So we got told that we're going to be able to do more with magic in this edition, and Predatory endless spells were going to be a major change to this. We're going to be able to move Predatory endless spells in each and every hero phase now. That's twice as often as before, so it makes them twice as lethal. Since they move in your opponent's turn, you can set up problems that they have to deal with right away, upsetting your foe's plans and making them think on their feet. But you have to be careful. If Predatory endless spell moves too far away or you summon too many, you can lose control of them. And you need to keep those wizards alive. You can't control an endless spell if you're dead. And now, controlling endless spells, that's obviously something people have noticed in a few more recent armies. Obviously, Ossiarch Bone Reapers have Soul Link, and the Seraphon have the Bound Endless Spells. And so we go into Predatory Endless Spell Control. And this is a really interesting, and I think a really cool addition to the rules to sort of bring in, I guess, all armies' endless spell abilities up. And this, for me, is just really cool. So before moving a Predatory endless spell, you must first determine which are controlled and which are wild. So controlled and wild endless spells, two very different things, and it's important we know that. So a Predatory endless spell within 30 inch of a model that summoned it is controlled by that model. A wizard can control one Predatory endless spell per hero phase. If there is more than one Predatory endless spell that a friendly wizard could control, you must pick which one they will control this phase. Predatory endless spells that are not controlled are thus wild. So this is really cool. So obviously having a lot of wizards in like an army is going to be something really cool. Can help you sort of control those endless spells. You know, something like armies where they get access to battle line of like wizards, like Cities of Sigmar can have Sister of Thorn as battle line. You can have Zinch can have some battle line stuff, and you've got other ones as well, or just units that can be battle line, or that can be units that can be wizards within the army. Things like maybe even Skaith's Wild Hunt for Sylvaneth, etc. All really cool things to have in an army, but I really do like this ability to control, and it's going to allow you to it's not stopping you casting more, so you're not having to give up another spell. But if all of a sudden you've cast one and you don't want to use that one this turn, you can cast another one and control it, and then so it's really cool. And so players alternate picking wild spells to move at the end of the phase. So obviously, all your control ones move, you move them, your opponent moves theirs, and then you go into the normal sort of order of you go, I go. Which is really cool. I like this a lot. It's going to make endless spells a lot better, especially things like that Daemon Rift. And that's a pretty brutal endless spell. But also, I think this is going to up the value of some of the lesser used endless spells, because they're going to get that chance to be that little bit more powerful by doing damage every hero phase. So it's hopefully going to bring things like the Purple Sun of Shaiish, Ravnax Gnashing Jaws, and all of those ones to the table that little bit more. And just endless spells in general. I think endless spells are one of the coolest things in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and I'd love to see more of them on the table. And so now we talk about invocations. This has always been a hot sort of topic. Funny because we got the Fire Slayer one there. But they're similar to endless spell, but they're summoned by priest, and there was no way to sort of counter these within the game. And so, invocations work much as they did previously, with one important exception. Your opponent's priest can now attempt to banish them. And this effectively works like, I guess, how you would dispel an endless spell. So get rid of it after it's already on the table. So you can't unbind, but you can attempt to banish, which is effectively a dispel. So at the start of your hero phase, you can attempt to banish one invocation with each friendly priest instead of chanting a prayer with that priest in this hero phase. The same priest cannot attempt to banish the same invocation more than once per phase. Pretty similar sort of stuff. To attempt to banish an invocation, pick one invocation within 48 inch of the priest that is visible to them. So this is a pretty long range. Though visible is obviously a hindrance. They make a banishment roll by rolling a dice. If the roll is greater than the answer value of the invocation, it is banished and removed from play. An invocation cannot be summoned again in a turn that it was removed from play. Now, that last line is interesting to me. I wonder if that's going to come into endless spells, that last line there, because Invocations not being able to be banished and then come back to like replace, because that's obviously something that happens with endless spells a lot, where you've got things like Kairos who can summon an endless spell, dispel it and get rid of it and play stuff out of turn order, things like Techless as well, etc. Or even using nullification terrain to your advantage. I wonder if that last sentence is going to be applied to endless spells as well. This, though, gives priests a really interesting place on your army, as they can counter both invocations and endless spells, where wizards can only counter spells. This also means that magic-hating armies like the Disciples of Khorne are more capable of fending off sorcery. If you read the heroic actions in the article last Thursday, you might recall heroes have a limited ability to unbind spells and dispel endless spells, etc. And so we go talking about priests a little bit more as well. Faith is a powerful force in the Mortal Realms, and in addition to being able to cast and banish invocations as well as endless spells, all priests get 2 new prayers on their war scroll. So we're getting generic prayers. This is cool, and I really like this. Giving priests a little bit more of a buff. We've already seen things like the totem keyword getting additional range on the access to abilities for commander abilities and stuff like that. So that's really cool that we're seeing like totems get that little bit of a benefit, and I like that we're seeing priests get their own place in the Mortal Realms as well, and on the tabletop get their own unique thing they can do. So you got Bless, which is effectively give a 6+ ward to a unit, really cool. And then you got Smite, which is deal some mortal wounds. These are both really cool. I really like this. That Bless is nice. I can see myself trying to take priests in a lot of armies with that 6+ feel no pain. You know, all of a sudden, like things like Dispossessed and Cities of Sigmar being able to do this is pretty cool. Or even, you know, being able to use this with Daughters of Cain to send off lone man units, not having to be near your cauldrons or other heroes and stuff like that. There's definitely a bunch of stuff you can do this, and that makes it really interesting, I think. So with that, what do you think of all this new sort of rules? I'd be really interested to see what everyone thinks about them. What do you think of endless spells? Are you looking forward to maybe using your endless spells a little bit more with these rules and your invocations? And how do you like the fact that priests are getting some generic abilities? Let us know in the comments below. Well, thank you all for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, while you're at it, why not come chat more with us on Discord? We've got a link in the description of the video below to our Discord server. You can come chat with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderfall Gaming. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel in various different ways. First of all, to our Patreon members, Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, MJ, and Dyna226. Thank you to, as well, our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Fire Titan, Steve T, The Real Zeot, Chris Wallace, Turiot12, Vinny, and Loch Lorick. And a special thanks to our artist who does all the channel art for us, Lady Witchfox Art, thank you very much. And to our Discord moderator, Xmorphic, you do a fantastic job on Discord for us as well. Thank you all, everyone, for watching. If you'd like to help support on Patreon or YouTube member, or help support the channel in another way, you can do so by following one of the links in the description of the video to Patreon or YouTube members, or go buy some Cinderfall Gaming merch from our Teespring store, also linked in the video's description. That's it for today, everyone. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.